Hello friends, this is my second audio clip on business letter writing. Here I am going to discuss the essential parts of a letter, a business letter. Let's start. You see, there are many people who write their letters on the letterhead. What is a letterhead and what is the significance of it? Let me put a brief insight on that. Letterheads include the essential particulars about the writer, his name, his postal address, telephone number, fax number, website, all these things. Remember, good quality paper and a neat, well-organized letterhead combined together helps in enhancing the prestige of the person who is using it. So always use good paper and remember to mention all the essential particulars there. As I mentioned, name along with the postal address, telephone number, fax number, about website, all these things must be referred to in the letterhead. The second thing is reference and dateline. The reference may include a file number or department code or the initials of the signer followed by the typist of the letter. They are marked our reference and your reference to avoid confusion. References are typed immediately below the letterhead. The date should always be written in standard form. Standard form like suppose you have to refer to some month. Let's take the example of September. And if you write 10 September, that's wrong. You should write September 10 and then put comma, and then after that you can put the year there. 2012, 2015, 2016, whatever it is. 10/9/2020, 2019, that's outdated. That should not be used. Then we have inside name and address. Generally, the inside name and address should include some or all parts of the receiver, like receiver's name, title, company name, street, address, city, state, country. It appears on the left margin and usually starts 2 or 4 lines below the last line of the letterhead. Mind it, this is very important. It appears on the left margin and usually starts 2 to 4 lines below the last line of the letterhead. You got it? Then comes salutation. 2 lines below the inside name and address of the letter is the salutation. The customary formal greeting in a business letter is dear sir or dear ma'am, and it is used if addressing one person. And you can use dear sirs, dear madams, or gentlemen for addressing 2 or more people. If the receiver is known to the writer personally, a warmer greeting such as dear Mr. Akash is preferred. Then we come on to body of the letter. Before you begin to write, you must first consider the following points, like what is the aim of your writing, what is the best way to go about it. So since the main purpose of the letter is to convey a message, the letter should be written in language that is easily understood. Write simply, clearly, courteously, grammatically and to the point, courteously also. Paragraph should be correct. Each paragraph should focus on the topic, and all the paragraphs should be well knit. Use of phrases, idioms, jargons, outdated words, all these things should be avoided. Then the next thing is complementary closer. The complementary closer ends a letter in a polite way. The main words in complementary closer are sincerely, faithfully, cordially, respectfully, truly. These words may appear in any of these combinations as yours sincerely or sincerely yours. The choice totally depends on the writer's preference. It is usually placed 2 lines below the last line of the body of a letter. Mind it. Then we have the signature of the writer. When typing a letter, leave 3 blank lines below the complementary closer and type the signature, identification and title on the 4th line. Mind it. The writer's signature should be placed between the complementary closer and the typed signature. Then we talk about attention line. The attention line is used to name the specific individual the letter is addressed to. It is usually placed between the inside address and salutation, or within the inside address and centered over the body of a letter. So this is all about attention line. Then there are some optional parts like subject line or caption. The subject line is the general idea of a letter. It is usually placed 1 or 2 lines below the salutation and centered over the body of a letter. Reference notation. The initials of the person who types the letter should appear in business letter. If the dictator's name is not typed in the signature area, the reference notation shows the initials of both the dictator and the typist. It is placed 2 or 3 lines below the signature. Then we think over enclosure. If something is enclosed, note should be noted below the reference notation. So friends, this is about the structure of a letter, or I can say the essential parts of a letter. I hope you like it. Listen to this video again and again to understand how structure of a business letter is formed. Thank you.